Well, it's official. The Dragon Ball Super anime is going to be both remade and remastered with content that was exclusively in the manga. Now, we don't have an exact idea just how manga accurate this remake will be, since it's mostly going to be a remastering, but because it was confirmed we are getting manga content, I thought now would be a great time to remind everyone of some of the biggest changes from the manga to the anime and see just how much of this actually gets adapted. The first big change, which we can already see in the Dragon Ball Super Beerus trailer, is that Super Saiyan God can now be accessed at any time, just like how it was in the Super manga and the Broly movie. Originally, the anime had Goku simply absorb the power of Super Saiyan God into his base form, and Goku simply never turned into his God form again until the Tournament of Power, where he transformed into the God form, contradicting what was previously established. In the manga, however, he and Vegeta both accessed the Super Saiyan God form many times, even after unlocking Super Saiyan Blue. For example, Goku uses Super Saiyan God in his fight against Hit, and Vegeta even whips out God in his fight against Goku Black. Now, while the Golden Frieza arc isn't in the manga at all, the Universe's 6 vs 7 arc is. And in that arc, unlike the anime, Goku does not go Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. Instead, Goku just appears to be much stronger in his blue form in the manga rather than the anime. Around the Goku Black arc is where the differences between the manga and anime really started adding up. In the manga, Trunks is training closely with Supreme Kai, wearing his own Kai outfit just like Gohan did, and learns how to heal. The two face off against Deborah, where Supreme Kai dies and Trunks unlocks Super Saiyan 2, then kills Deborah, preventing Majin Buu's awakening. In the anime, it's said he teams up with the Supreme Kai to beat Deborah, but doesn't really explore any of his training or healing abilities. Interestingly, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot would adapt the events of the future Trunks Buu saga after completing the main content featured in the Dragon Ball Z anime. When Trunks and Goku spar in the anime, Super Saiyan 2 Trunks is beaten by Super Saiyan 3 Goku. In the manga, Goku turns Super Saiyan God in order to beat Trunks, indicating that Trunks in the manga is more powerful at least than how he's portrayed in the anime. Goku Black is an interesting case because he's fairly consistent between the anime and manga, except for the fact that in the manga, he goes Super Saiyan in chapter 19 of the manga. While in the anime, Goku Black can only be seen going Super Saiyan Rose. In the manga, our heroes only go to the future twice while they go 3 times in the anime. During this arc in the anime, Trunks accesses Super Saiyan Rage. No such form exists in the manga. In the manga, during his fight against fused Zamasu, Goku attempts to use Hakai and erase him permanently as a way to get past his immortality. However, Zamasu teleports Mai between him and Goku, causing Goku to stop his attack. Another key difference is that when Zamasu merges with Black, the fused Zamasu never becomes corrupted. Instead, in the manga, the Potara fusion between Black and Zamasu has a time limit. After it's up, instead of defusing, they both just become halves of their original selves, then Trunks cuts them in half. At this point, the remains of the two simply duplicate and create an army of merged Zamasus, which then prompts Zeno to erase the universe, just like in the anime. There are way more differences in the Tournament of Power, but because this video is about the biggest ones that could realistically make it into the anime, I'll try to be brief. Leading up to the Tournament of Power, the Zeno Expos called for future Zeno to understand how tournaments work. In the anime, the strongest fighters of Universe 9 and 7 face off against each other. In the manga, the Zeno Expo is actually a battle royale between all 12 gods of destruction, showcasing just how powerful they are. In the anime, Kale is very shy and introverted, then rages out when she can't handle it anymore. In the manga, Kale is very different. Instead appearing to be more confident and sure of herself, this may be because, in the anime, Kale's berserk form is relatively new to her, while in the manga, it's something she's known about for a long time. Still, her berserk form is wild and powerful, and she actually causes the Tournament of Power to be much short in the manga as she takes out several fighters. In the manga, when Caulifla and Kale fuse, it's to stop Kale from continuing her rampage. In the anime, they both fuse of their own free will. A massive difference between the anime and manga is how Kefla is eliminated. In the anime, she's taken out by Ultra Instinct Goku after an intense fight. In the manga, Gohan, after training since the Resurrection F arc, has become so powerful that he fights Kefla on equal footing and is able to take her out alongside himself. Another big difference is that in the anime, Vegeta unlocks Super Saiyan Blue evolution to be on par with Goku's Blue Kaioken, while in the manga, Super Saiyan Blue evolution simply doesn't exist. Instead, the perfected Super Saiyan Blue form is in the manga, which is used by both Goku and Vegeta. In the manga, it's revealed that Jiren's motivation for fighting was to use the Super Dragon Balls to wish back his fallen master. This dialogue is not in the anime. In the event that they adapt the Broly movie into the show, there are some changes in the manga, but none so drastic that I think they'd actually adapt them. Maybe they'd extend the Broly movie to fully adapt Toriyama's original 3-hour script. The superhero arc in the manga also mostly remains the same, with some superficial changes. Though they did do a prequel arc focused on Goten and Trunks, which really fleshed them out and made their inclusion in the main arc much more meaningful. They also added the sequel arc, adding a lot of exciting moments for the main cast and solidifying Gohan as Goku and Vegeta's equal. Toriyama ended up passing away right as this arc wrapped up. Since then, the Dragon Ball Super manga has been on hiatus, so I feel confident that they would adapt the sequel arc at the very least because it was the last arc before Toriyama's passing. I know people are really excited about the Galactic Patrol anime. I am too. But I'm also extremely excited for the Super remake to see how much they adapt from the manga and how much they choose to keep in the anime. Regardless, I'm just glad the anime is back. Hopefully the manga is confirmed to return too, that way the anime doesn't outpace it just like it did the last time, then we'd be back to square one. Which is why I think the Mora arc may be seasonal. If so, that would give Toyotaro plenty of time to cook more manga content to be adapted, which would be best. Though, with the manga still being on hiatus, the possibility of them going past the events of the manga and then doing their own thing are there. If that were to happen, I think it would be a big mistake. Toriyama worked hand in hand with Toyotaro to tell this story leading up to the Black Frieza arc. I think Toyotaro should be the one to end it. Anyways guys, that will be it for this one. If you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to keep up to date with all things Dragon Ball news and commentary, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace off.